Hey guys, I'm Jay.
And I'm Jaimie.
And today we're gonna build,
spooky
scarecrow. We're gonna build a scarecrow. Spooky skeleton scarecrow.
I said it was a skeleton scarecrow.
I know, I don't know why. And we're gonna do it from old reclaimed wood that we got from just tearing our fence down.
This wood is really cool. It's gray and gross and perfect for a Halloween decoration.
And it's free.
Yeah. This is just your basic plastic jack-o'-lantern. You can get it at any big box store. We picked this one out because we like his smile. It's a little spooky. As usual, we're gonna show you some basic techniques you can use to take this from a simple prop into something way more awesome.
We're gonna use some simple black acrylic paint, and the first thing we'll do is paint the inside of the eyes, nose, and mouth. We're going for a scarier, older, almost partly rotted kind of look, so we don't want any of the white visible. Next, we'll take a smaller brush and we're going to extend the corners of each of the face shapes out just a little bit. This will give the illusion that they're slightly rounded and make it look a bit more realistic. Next, we're going to do some dry brushing. We'll take a slightly bigger brush and wipe off almost all of the paint on a dry paper towel, and then we very lightly drag it across the surface. This will give the jack-o'-lantern some more variation and contrast, so he's not just only orange. We'll make sure the brush is completely dry and try to wipe off basically all of the paint, so only a tiny bit of it comes off on the plastic. We can then do as many passes as we need to get the look we're going for. After we get into all the little cracks and crevices on the pumpkin, we're then going to come back and hit the high spots as well. You can go as little or as far as you want here. We like the look, so we put on a lot of paint. This is the new fence we made. And this is our old fence. We looked through the boards and found a few we liked, and then we cut them down into smaller pieces. We also made sure to remove any of the rusty nails. This old wood breaks really easily, but if you don't want to use your karate skills, you can use a saw of any kind to rip them down into smaller strips. We made a bunch of strips with some small variations in width for each one.
So we've cut out all of our pieces. We've got a whole bunch of different things that can be used for different scarecrow parts.
We're not 100% sure how this is gonna go together yet, but we've cut out all these parts, so let's see what we can do.
Cool.
For parts we needed a spine, some ribs, shoulders, and arms, so we played around with some of the options to find the best pieces. To cut them down to their final lengths, you can use a handsaw or any power tools that you might have. To attach the pieces, we're using some wood glue and a couple of screws, but we're screwing them in from the back so that you can't see them from the front. We also drill some pilot holes in the wood first, since this old reclaimed wood might split if we don't. A small clamp will help you hold the pieces in place while you screw them together. Next, we're going to make some creepy hands, and we're just using some sticks and branches that we found outside. We're looking for enough sticks to make 2 hands, so we're going to spend some time just playing around with different ideas here. Once we have something we like, we're going to use some hot glue kind of hidden on the inside to hold them together, and then wrap some twine around the sticks since we don't want it to look like we're using hot glue. Next, we grabbed some cheesecloth that we dirtied up with some paint and draped it over the top, kind of like a shawl. We then cut a hole in the top for the neck and slide it over. The hands get attached to the wrists using twine and a little hot glue if necessary. Next, we'll use some sharp scissors and we're going to cut up and stretch and just kind of mess around with the cheesecloth to give it some variation, but also to make it look old and worn. To cut a hole in the bottom of the jack-o'-lantern for the neck, we'll make a small paper template from the size of our wood, trace it on with a marker, and then very carefully use a sharp utility knife to cut the hole. Finally, we'll use the same black paint from before and give the wood some contrast so that everything doesn't look all the same color. This is an old creepy scarecrow, so no matter what you do here, it's gonna look awesome. So get in there, have some fun, and make it your own.
We've cut all of our, where are we building? A scarecrow.
Scarecrow.
Not a skeleton.